is today's date? Is it the 29th?
Is it the 30th?
Is it the 30th? It's the 30th, Sunday the 30th. Wow. January 22, cold, frigid upstate New York, the nor'easter going up the East Coast, but cold temperatures everywhere. Welcome. Let's see, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Dr. Fayez Faruqi, Dr. Rob Kiltz, Nancy, hello, Anna, let's see, MK, Mama, Marisset. Good morning to all. How's everyone doing today?
Gabriel, Rochelle.
We're all here to share. We always start the day with a little gratitude attitude. I've been reading a little bit of the Course in Miracles. If you haven't read the Course in Miracles, you must. And it's about daily meditation, prayer, gratitude. All of us. Dr. Banerjee from India.
Hey, Dr. Banerjee.
And say hello to the family in India, all over the globe. We're all working together. And what are the most important things that CNY really focuses on? People.
Yes.
People first.
As a matter of fact, last evening we were having a philosophical chat, and exceptionally, the last 10 minutes of this talk, I'm going to ask Dr. Kiltz a bunch of questions. So this guy interviews everyone, but it's time to interview him and let him share his thoughts on how medicine has changed and where we need to go as doctors. Last 10 minutes.
So stick around. And then after at 11 o'clock, I'm going to do another live Facebook, YouTube with Dr. Tro Kalajian on keto, of course. And that's my craziness. Let's see. So that's Charlotte.
Good morning.
Good morning. Wait, there was a Kansas there, I think.
Yeah. She's going. Let me see now. Where did that go?
Okay.
Down there.
Oh,
Crystal.
Crystal.
Hello from Kansas. You're going to be having your retrieval in Colorado.
And to Dr. Hello, wait. Dr. Fink and Dr. Magarelli, thank you for an amazing job. And we want to know at all of our clinics, centers, right here, how we can all do better for you. Because affordability, access, quality, but honesty is something that we're adding to the mix for all of this.
Love you guys, Dr. Banerjee from India,
and to the mom and dad there. We love you guys, and thanks for taking care of Dr. Joshua. We love you. Hello, Angela from Texas. How about that question from Nancy, Doctor?
My uterus lining started at 10 millimeter baseline for stims. Last cycle it started at 7. Oh,
we'll get you. Come back there for you, Doctor. Right.
Okay, there we go. I reached 24 by the end of the cycle. Is this safe? And what is causing it to be so thick? Should I continue stims? Well, I'm presuming you want to do a fresh transfer, Nancy. Is that the reason? Because that will be the only time we'll be measuring really the lining during a stimulation cycle. And again, I'm assuming you're doing an IVF stim. If you're just doing a frozen transfer stim, I'm not sure that we should be paying so much attention to the lining once it passes a certain let's say like 5 or 6, because after that pregnancies start occurring. I've had twins at 3 millimeters.
3 centimeters. There's too thin and there's too thick. The question is, what is too thin and what is too thick?
That's the good question.
And so we've seen pregnancies at 24 and at 3.
Yeah.
Our normal is somewhere between 8 and 12, but I've seen pregnancy rates get better in the 18, 19, 20. So if you haven't had a hysteroscopy, saline sonogram, we often recommend that. Yeah. It's kind of good to look at. So
to wrap up your question, Nancy, if you're at the extremes, we might just look at a few things around. So like Dr. Kiltz just mentioned, if you're running around 24 millimeters, we just want to make sure that there's nothing else out there. So that's what we would recommend. And if you're always 2 or 3 millimeters, we also want to make sure there's something else going on or not. In both cases, I feel imaging and hysteroscopy of the cavity has good returns.
Right, and so that hysteroscopy, maybe an endometrial biopsy, maybe a laparoscopy, look for endo, but if it's a nice triple lining, even at 24, we've seen transfers.
Yeah.
She's doing a frozen. You could add a hysteroscopy at retrieval, whether it's Colorado or New York, coming in Sarasota. We're working on Southern California, but wherever you're at, your OBGYN doctors, your fertility doctors, we work with everyone. And so we respect and honor all fertility practices in America and around the globe. Your OBGYNs, your naturopath, chiropractors, acupuncturists, all of us are working together to provide a more accessible, affordable process in all of this.
Yeah, there's a good question there that people ask us all the time. Just can you bring it down a bit here? Right there. Carrie McCartry asks this question. It doesn't matter if the baseline starts on cycle day 2 or 3. Now, honestly, that's a question a lot of our patients ask us. Truthfully, we can start a cycle stim any day of the cycle, even day 12. But typically, we like to start day 2, day 3, day 4,
day 5, day 6, day 7. Look it. It doesn't matter. But if you're doing a baseline, even getting it before your menstrual period, and I'm even pushing no baselines. Baselines don't matter as much as you think. Often they're increasing costs. Everyone's like, well, this is wrong and this is wrong. But ultimately, we don't even know that answer.
I start people with ovarian cysts on baseline and they respond just as well.
Let's see, Sarah Tasky.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'd like to know this too. I quite a lot talking about it's been a struggle, but didn't. And I'm assuming the same question, but it is a struggle to get baselines. And Donna and the team, Elizabeth, Justine, all the doctors, practitioners, nursing team members, you don't have to get a baseline. You can just get started in so many ways. But ultimately, each person is going to be a little bit individual in our decision making in all of this. So if you're doing a freeze-all, you don't need it. And it's easy enough at retrieval.
We figure things out.
We look at it. And look at, if you guys want a fresh transfer, tell the nurse, the doctor, I want a fresh transfer. If they're pushing you in any way, say, excuse me, doctor, nurse, I want a fresh transfer. That's what I want. And so Dr. Kiltz has already said, you have the right to do that. Now, we might say, we highly recommend a freeze-all, or yes, we highly recommend a fresh, but ultimately we want everyone to know CNY Fertility is really built for you to bring your ideas and thoughts. And I've learned so much from everyone about low-dose naltrexone, about acupuncture, even about supplements, even about DHEA. We're going to talk about that. You know, we can't do this or this or this. But we have so much to share in all of that. Paola, hello.
Anguilla. Oh, now that would be a good place to be right now.
Yes. All right. Miraset, 9 days of stimulation and my follicles are going slowly. Brandeis wants me to stimulate for 11 days. Going another day, 2 or 3. That's okay. Some people go 15 and even 20 days.
It doesn't change pregnancy rates at all. And I think once your follicles get past 15, it's all good.
Hysteroscopy done with biopsy scratch 225. Is it too soon to transfer next month?
No.
We can do a biopsy at the beginning of your menstrual cycle. Hysteroscopy, day 2, 3, 4, 5, starts you on estrogen or even a natural cycle. Look and see if it looks good, then do it. We are also doing a lot of no baselines, no monitoring, ovulation predictor kits, schedule an IUI, obviously your intercourse cycle, or a frozen transfer. Retrievals, though, require a trigger shot. That is really the key part. But interesting, no shot IVF, you can use Cineral spray, which stimulates your natural LH surge. Yeah. So.
And we've been talking, we haven't quite got, we're working out on how we're going to do this, but we were talking the other day about no monitoring IVF.
Well, that's
yeah, I know. And I'm thinking that we're going to just keep thinking about it, but we're going to figure it out.
We're going to do it.
Yeah,
think. Nothing gets done. Do. That is the way to get it done, right? And I know. He's my best friend. God bless him. He still loves me, even though, kiltz is crazy. All right. Lisa Palmer, do you want to get that question, Dr.
44
Faruqi?
years old, great responder, 6 retrievals, ovulated early last Saturday. Found out when I woke up in Buffalo, Dr. Chang putting me on Lupron and skipping a cycle. Terrified that will happen again.
Just get started right away in a luteal stim. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
You can use Lupron and make sure it's an HCG trigger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because Lupron will block your whole system, so it's very, very unlikely that you're going to ovulate.
But some people do. And look, no matter what we do in modern medicine, it sometimes doesn't work. That's the craziness. But I would say, don't wait a cycle, get going right away. That's because duo stims, triple stims.
But you can even get going right away after Lupron. It only takes 10 days to suppress it.
Well,
go back on.
but you can use it as a flare of a luteal.
Yeah.
Again, we mentally masturbate on what we think we know. But tell me about journal articles and research. How accurate is that?
Well, stick around, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about in the last 10 minutes.
Well,
actually, okay.
It's not.
All right, let's talk about it now then. You want to talk about it now?
Well, go ahead.
Okay. We've been practicing, the two of us, for about 30 years. Things have changed in medicine. It's not the same medicine. There's a huge business out there, and kind of runs the show, which we don't want to point fingers on anyone, but can you tell us how medicine changed in the last, since when we were students and we started practicing, and now?
It's simple. You have access to all the knowledge, and you run the show. We doctors need to realize we work for you, but too often medicine is patients and doctors, right?
Yeah.
But that's the system that we've got to turn it around, and that's the whole part of CNY Fertility. We are learning from you, and then just like this DHEA fiasco that I'm being sued by Dr. Gleischer for sharing a method of treatment patent, that we realize that you guys are already sharing all the information. The cat is out of the bag. And so what are we to do? We need to take back healthcare because by the way, you once owned it more than you know today. And I think the real trick here is that CNY Fertility and all of us together are working to listen and learn from you, that you know what to do.
And I'm telling you, we're very serious about this, because you and I, we talk about this all the time. Essentially, we need to get back to our core values. The values that were out there before this became big business. We need to be putting our patients first, your needs first. You know as much as we know. We need to become your partners rather than your dictators.
We want to say we are your partners. And I went into medicine to go into general practice, family medical care. General medical care. I trained at UC Davis, worked with family practice doctors. And I believe now, with easy open access to a consultation or an expert from the family members of CNY in the support groups, that is the critical part. Hey, you're learning. Hey, I learned about no shot IVF, no monitoring IVF. This is what I want to do. And I believe that is the real trick. Melissa Jazar from Montreal.
Yeah, she's waiting for her baby. I don't know if she's had her baby or not, but hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. Courtney Brown, trigger shot for me after 5 days of letrozole and doing my third IUI transfer tomorrow. Success rate, Courtney, 100%. Always believe and have faith there first. And then if it works differently than you imagine, do it again, but always be making adjustments, right? You're adjusting the site to the target, but remember, the target is what God has given all of us. Faith first, faith and spirit over facts and science. When you feel and believe and see it, and if you haven't read The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, you must. So, Hannah Vi,
Bad news.
gallbladder.
No, bad news. I'm at the hospital and they want to remove my gallbladder. I was hoping to transfer next month. Opinions. This is a minimally invasive surgery right now, so you're going to be fine in a couple of days.
Why is she getting her gallbladder removed?
Oh, we're gonna
Come on.
All right, I guess we all know the answer to that.
Right, because we're eating like a grazing animal or an omnivorous animal. But remember, we are the lionesses and the lions, the top predator of the world, if you'd say, but actually plants are the top predator. But it's because we're eating too many plants, vegetables, seeds, and nuts, and not enough fatty meat. Remember, keto is a high-fat nutritional plan, not a lean meat plan. So it's kind of crazy, but right the next month you can get going for sure.
You don't need to wait too long.
No, you do not. You do not. You do not. Let's see. I've always appreciated being a part of decision making. And Dee,
Thank you. And that's exactly what we want to hear.
Dr. Magarelli, Dr. Fink, Dr. Chang, Dr. Corley, Dr. Faruqi, Dr. Kiltz. Remember. Let's see. Wait. Grossman, Didkoff, D'Souza, Verdialis, but I'm not even mentioning everyone. All of us. Guess what? You are the decision maker. We give you options, and our job is to support you 100%. That's really it. And Western medicine, I hope we're not working to sell you snake oil, but so much of our journal articles I'm realizing, are snake oil.
Well, because really we don't know that much. And so we come out with some idea. Behind this idea is a desire to make profit. And then we start publishing our ideas with the hope that something is going to turn around and become profitable. And it's unfortunately how science is being distributed right now. Science
is our belief in what we want to tell you and sell you something. And we too are part of that. So we're not saying and blaming anyone out there. We are all part of that system. That's why in this lawsuit with Dr. Gleicher and his nutraceutical company, really, the question is, why is the American Society of Reproductive Medicine publishing papers, putting advertisements for his nutraceuticals in the past, I don't know what they're doing now, but not telling you that you can get this supplement for less money somewhere else, and it might not even be true of the science, but maybe we're all sort of saying, doctor, we'll sell your supplements, but we want to get something out of that. Again, all of us are part of that. We too sell a supplement. Now I'm wondering whether or not these supplements are good for any of us. We're treating people with the wrong diet that requires supplements, drugs, dissections, which ultimately are all part of the disease process of the world we live in, right? This is craziness. Angela Lentz, I'll get off my soapbox.
No. All right, so she did a consultation recommended to do egg retrieval using, what did you do there? Okay. All right, changed everything.
I did. You move on.
Okay, so I did a first consultation and first egg retrieval using low dose protocol with Lovenox level 2. Second, retest hysterosalpingogram and remove fluid-filled tube. Third, do frozen transfer due to PCOS. Should I repeat HSG, remove tube prior to egg retrieval, and try a fresh transfer since I'm barely PCO? If I keep the protocol, can I take birth control from time of 1 week? It's a little bit. Any other testing recommended? So essentially, I'm thinking there's fluid in the tube.
There's inflammation in the body, in the pelvis, which damages the tube and creates fluid. Because remember, swelling and redness.
It's very inflammatory. It's full of immune cells. If there's fluid in the tube, there's a risk that fluid can reflux back into the endometrial cavity and then trigger an immune reaction, which is another word for inflammation.
Or the inflammation is just traveling everywhere in the body.
Yeah, so we generally recommend removing a tube that has fluid in it. because it does improve our pregnancy rates.
So remove the tube, no to birth control pill. You can do it pre or post retrieval. Carnivore keto is king. Omnivorous keto is middle of the road. And if you're an herbivore keto, it's not as good, right? Vegetarians, vegans, Mediterraneans, and carnivarians. And remember, the master of the universe is you. You can do keto in any of those, but the top of the line is get rid of the fact that so many of the diseases we harbor in the humanity is due to eating a grazing animal's diet, but we are a carnivore-like animal, right?
Yeah. Actually, why is it that we become, our metabolism goes all haywire when we eat grazing food diet?
Well, plants are the predators. They want to kill us and make us fertilizer. And the plants contain, remember, yams contain, and many other vegetables, root vegetables contain birth control. And birth control pill is no good. IUDs, no, I mean, all these things that we do are deadly and dangerous for the human body. We're meant to get pregnant and have babies. And you got to do it younger and younger if you want to have less inflammation. If you want to preserve your fertility, freeze sperm, freeze eggs, freeze embryos. But look more at carnivore as the king of and queen, the lioness and the lion. Again, omnivores. So kiltz is keto, and carnivore is best, one meal a day. But plants, I mean, they run the universe.
Hey, I got a real good. There's a question in French. If I can answer that and then translate it back in English.
Where is it? Okay.
It's up there.
All right. Let's do a quickie,
Okay,
doctor.
So it's a question in French. I'll answer in French and I'll translate it in English. So bonjour, mes filles ont 5 ans et elles savent déjà qu'une gentille dame a donné les œufs. Le père aimerait montrer la photo de la donneuse. Est-ce une bonne idée? Let's translate it and ask Dr. Kiltz about this. So I know the patient very well. It's one of our patients. She has beautiful twin daughters who are 5 years old. And they told the children that a very nice lady gave their mother eggs, and that's why they're there. And the father wants to show the picture of the donor to the 5-year-old children. You think it's a good idea?
Well, they have a picture of the donor. The donor, we're all humans sharing, whether it's eggs, sperm, embryos, blood, or organs, or sharing like a love gesture.
Even like a blood transfusion.
All
getting someone's blood.
Right.
But it doesn't, yeah.
So all of it is sharing. In humanity, I always say the truth shall set you free. We share the truth with everyone. That's why all of us, absolutely, that beautiful donor was there to share. And yes, I think that is the answer. So,
and let me add something. I would emphasize that the donor gave the materials that mom used to make the baby, because mom made the babies. The donor gave what is akin to a stem cell. She just gave a cell that had 1 million possibilities. Mom took that cell and made the baby. When you do egg donation, you make the baby. So it's mom made the babies.
And sharing those pictures. So the answer is yes. We all should be sharing and sharing. That's why we're all here to share the stories. What are the hardships? What is the unhappiness, the sorrow, the depression, the anger, the fear, the worry, but also the joy, the elations, the connectivity, and how we are really that family. We have troubles, but find some faith in the highest power within all of us, that they're all the treasures of creativity. Right? All right. So love always. All right. What do you think? Jackie, 2019, doctor.
Okay, thoughts on transferring 2-day 5 4AA embryos after multiple chemical pregnancies and failed transfers. If that's what you want, and with the history you've just told us, that's very doable.
1 or 2, but look at the family building guide. I think I got it here.
Yeah.
We have the new family building guide, paper copy on Amazon, nominal price, or download digital. And look at, these are just some ideas. None of this is solid science. And so we should put a big disclaimer here, right? These are ideas that might help you, might not, might hurt you, right? But ultimately, we have to be open to the ideas, and they're everywhere in all of this. So download this and the immune protocols.
That is really a game changer.
The immune protocols, look at 1, 2, 3, and 4, but what is the top of the line, the most important thing that everyone should focus on in their health care?
Diet. Oh, no diet. We cannot say diet.
Well,
lifestyle.
But deities within all of us. So God, faith first, right? All right, we're working on getting rid of the word diet and putting in a nutritional solution for your fertile life. And again, I'm working on eliminating that word. Patrick and team was supposed to print these without it and put it up there. That, remember, this is what we should be eating 1 time a day. No wine, whiskey, or beer. Go to water, a little bit of coffee or tea. Add some salt. But remember, this is the game changer. Faith, fertile fatty foods. Keto is king. And again, it doesn't matter which vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, or pescatarian. Tiffany, do you want to get that, doctor?
Yeah, so Tiffany and Michelle, what factors do you use to decide whether to prime with Omni versus only taking Omni during the stint? Currently on Cerevital. That's a good question.
I don't know that answer. I mean, no one knows these answers. Again, everyone should be priming their body for fertility, right? Everyone, at every age, by the way. And so I would say that 2 to 4 weeks of faith, fertile fatty foods, carnivore keto, 1 meal a day is best. Whether it's estrase, prometrium, omnitrope, or Cerevital, we're going to be putting a little bit of my brain isn't thinking, it'll come to me, human growth hormone in our ovarian bloom. Excited about that. We're going to call it ovarian bloom plus. And again, these things may help you, but the science isn't solid ever, right? Remember, everything you do could help you, hurt you, or be neutral. Be open to that. But I think we should all be doing some sort of priming. What do you think, doctor?
Well, diet is priming, or eating.
Right. Our dietary habits are mostly dying us. And again, we used to go hunting, but start again. Fertile fatty foods, faith.
Now, it's really hard to put numbers to it, but I think your diet and your faith are under-evaluated in terms of how much it affects your success.
Well,
it's when we started medicine and we were young doctors,
5 years ago.
Nobody really told us about this, right? And we started looking at our patients and like, how is it that this patient gets pregnant and this one was the exact same situation doesn't? To come to realize how much your mind, your faith helps you in getting pregnant. And even though we can't put a number, I actually believe it's a huge factor in your success.
It is, this is a hard part for us as humans. When you yell at me, Dr. Faruqi, my body shuts down or I get angry and want to fight, right?
Yeah, so I never yell at him because I don't want him to shut down.
Right, but
you want him to go like that.
All he did was use his words and his body language. And we need to change our words and body language. And if you haven't read the 3 Magic Words or The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, I really...
But even the Magic of Belief is the same story.
Well, it's all belief. Everything we're talking about is belief. Even when you label PCOS or infertility or we label a disease, when we begin to imagine our health and wellness in our positive mindset, yes, we do have challenges with staying that way. I tell Tia, like I'm working every day to be better, and we're in our relationships with the people we love, my daughter, my ex-wife, Dr. Faruqi, and all of us, all of you are all working together to share an idea. Dr. Fink, Magarelli, Corley, Lutheringer, Banerjee, all of us together. And I'm only mentioning the small core because ultimately we are all part of this human race, this human beings, and we need to have faith in the power that everything happens always 100% for you the way it's meant to be.
Yes.
But then you get angry and sad and mad, and you either stay where you're at, or we're all in this village together trying to sort of like nudge us each. Nudging brings us all back into the fold. All right.
Oh, there's a good question there from Kayla. Can you have postpartum hair loss after miscarriage? Answer is yes.
Caused by
Inflammation.
inflammation.
So there's multiple reasons you could have a miscarriage. There's hormonal changes when you get pregnant, and it puts all your hair into a kind of like the same phase, so that when even after delivery or stopping birth control pills, people know that, and then all of a sudden you start losing all your hair at the same time. You're not actually losing your hair. It's just that they all got into sync as opposed to a normal day when you're losing hair here and there. The other reason you could have something like this is get your thyroid checked, because that could also be a reason why you had a miscarriage, or at least contributed to it. So,
but the cause of the
all
hair
of
loss,
those,
the miscarriage, the thyroid problems is inflammation due to the wrong foods for a human being. And this is really hard. And so the miscarriage happened because of inflammation, which you're also feeling and noting either thyroid problems or hair loss. Thinning of the hair, PCOS, metabolic disorder is all due to you're consuming the diet for an herbivore, a cow, or an omnivore, a pig.
Yeah.
But we are lionesses and lions. We came out of the trees to hunt the grass eaters. We made spears and axes and clubs and hunted in a pack. Our GI tract is built for fasting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days at a time, no food is my bet. And we are consuming the wrong foods. And if it's a smoothie, a shake, a protein bar, it's deadly. You want to eat, as Dr. Fetke says, fresh, local, seasonal, but real food. To me, I always say, eat like the lion, not like the pig or the cow. All respect to all of them, by the way. Kayla, veggies, fruits make you gag. Look at you, everyone. We're learning. It's time. This entity, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the methods are, we come together to share what did going carnivore do for you. The more we're seeing those carnivore, I've done it for over 10 years now. Now, do I occasionally have French fries dipped in sour cream or mayonnaise? Yes. Do I rarely have a blue cheese stuffed olive in a martini after filthy dirty? Of course. And when I stopped exercising 10 years ago, now lately I've been doing a little bit of light weights because you know me, and light ride, but much of it is I'm listening and watching something that inspires me. That's why at 11 o'clock-ish today, we're going to talk to Dr. Tro Kalajian on keto. And the one thing I've learned is that being overweight is a survival tactic for the famines that for the last million years we experienced. And so the challenge here is that, I've got to eat my fresh fruits and vegetables and my fiber, which is all master manipulation by the masters who are telling us masses and keeping us controlled. Take yourself back up to the master you are, which is eat the fatty ribeye steaks. What did we have for dinner last night?
Well, there's a question right now. Am I a vegetarian? No. What did we?
But if you are a vegetarian, you can do it. One meal a day, cook every vegetable really well, kill the bacteria, yeast, and viruses, minimize
butter.
And then add butter and cream.
Yeah.
But add a lot. Remember, the reason we get fat is because fat is the only fuel for every single mitochondria, muscle, and brain alike. You never burn sugar, and insulin resistance is a lie. Insulin resistance is a lie, and you need fruits, fiber, vegetables to poop is a lie. When your colon gets filled, just like your bladder, you cannot hold it. And you'll use less toilet paper, less drugs, less bleeding, and less doctors. That's the craziness.
Oh, there was a question about PGT earlier there.
Okay, we'll guesstimate it.
So the question was, PGTA is controversial. Do you recommend it for a 31-year-old? So every time we do a Facebook Live, we have the same questions. PGT. Go ahead.
Well, it depends. If I biopsy Dr. Faruqi's cell there, or there, I'm going to get a different answer of what his genetic makeup is. And I think New York Times or Wall Street Journal, January 1st of this year, had a great article how the genetic testing often is wrong. And we would have thrown him out had he been biopsied. They would have thrown me out. We've had so many normal, healthy babies to abnormal embryos. So if you think science is accurate, Theranos went down because they were claiming all these diagnostic testing, and everyone thought $1 billion, billions of dollars. You guys think, and we all have thought, that diagnostic testing is accurate. Well, my friends, it's not.
It is not. No.
It is not. It's the money-making machine. And again, all honor to money-making and the masters of corporations, by the way. I'm part of that too. But isn't it time we realize that science and medicine maybe is not so accurate? Now it's owned by more and more conglomerates.
Venture capital.
Which
we never saw that before, but now more and more clinics are being owned by.
It's been around since the dawn of time, and patents and ownership of large land owners and slave owners and peasant owners. It's so wrong. And so individually, who's in charge of your health and wellness?
Only you.
Only you. And so you can't get it from a doctor or a scientific journal. They're ideas, but I ask my editors in ASRM, American College of OBGYN, for the AMA, all of us practitioners in this world, let's begin to listen to our patients and recognize that they know more quite often than we do. They're suffering. Remember, what's the leading cause of all suffering? The diet, the wrong diet, right? And it's a crazy concept, and that I'm really learning more. Let's see. Let's see. So many regrets not knowing more about PGT before my first retrieval, doing it in your second. And again,
I'm not doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, look, we really respect the scientists that have brought us ideas that are helping, but sometimes maybe we're skewed by making money. Dr. Gleischer and his nutraceutical company, and all of us in this world, getting a patent of a recipe, and that's trying to tell you better use my nutraceutical because it's patented, when in fact you could buy a lower cost medicine that may or may not even work, just like this one may or may not work. What are we to do? More and more coming on this. We need you to send an email, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. R. Kiltz at CNYFertility.com. We support open access, affordability, honesty in medicine. Write your congresswoman, write your local politicians.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dyslexia, ADHD, OCD.
No, that's me.
Oh, that is freaking frack here. And look, you guys, we all need to have more humor. And even with me, with Dr. Gleischer, who I love and honor so much, a great scientific explorer. But are we exploring science with all the money comes from all over the place in order to hide it and claim it as if it's mine and you got to pay me more money? Or did we really share it, let the cat out of the bag, and you have every right to it? And I'm hopeful that Serono, Merck, Pfizer, look, if you develop a drug, you have the right to that patent. But if you're simply sharing an invention, and the question is, who invented the use of DHA for fertility? I heard Dr. Casson might have been the first to report it, but the question is, who invented it?
DHA exists from the beginning of time.
It did, and whether or not it works, and whether or not our molecular fertility supplements are even needed, I question it in all of it. Again, we're taking all these drugs and supplements and dietary recommendations because we're all suffering. We're suffering from too much information.
Let's move this up a bit here.
Too much information. And so maybe that's why I always say facts, faith first. All right, Mrs. Finn.
18-year-old Crohn's disease bowel resection. 17 bowel resections. And Carnivore Keto has worked great for me and has slowed my inflammation. I can't wait to show the world it's still possible for people like me to have a baby.
Carnivore.
It's a beautiful text there.
It's
pretty much what we've been talking about all along.
When Tia, to me, I'm like, I want to run, and we know that the lionesses are strong and powerful.
They can eat the lions.
They can eat the lions, and we're weak as can be when it comes to women, for sure. And I honor. Thank you, Tia, for taking immense, amazing care. But all of our team members, all of us together, are working. And I apologize to all of this. Camille is one of his patients that brought THA to Glacier's attention. His patient self-medicated and had phenomenal results. It was not his suggestion to start DHA. That is true, Camille. And then, to be said again, she got it from someone who got it from someone who got it from someone. Really, it's all open access information. So if I infringe on the patent or induced you to infringe on the patent, again, we're not here. He wants $150,000 from me in order to shut up. That's not right. That's the part that I'm upset about. I was willing to give him something and say, I'll sell your supplements, but when then he says, I want more. That's not the American way of healthcare.
No, it's not. It's not the American way, period.
It's not. It's not the American way. It's not the American way of healthcare. And I'm talking to Schumer, to Catco, to Congress, to anyone that'll listen to Kiltz's craziness in all of this. And I just asked Dr. Glacier, please, let's just put it away. Let's share DHEA with everyone. Let's, and again, it starts with the egg. It starts with the sperm. It starts with you. The new book is It Starts With You. And it starts with you, how you take care of you, again, within the mind and the mouth, but it's the mind first, right? We have love for the process. You know, I am excited every day to get up and go to work, but it's not work, is it?
No, we love our job.
We love our job, and that's the amazing stories for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Few sours have frozen transferred. Should I be concerned? Boiled eggs and meat, drank water mixed with whipping cream. Your diarrhea is cleansing your body. Remember, diarrhea is indication of you have inflammation in your body. Your body's trying to clean yourself out. Fasting. Go 1, 2, 3, or 4 days of fasting. Bone broth, fast. A little bit of bone broth several times a day. No food for 3 to 5 days. It's hard as shit. But at least, again, I say the best way to eat is 1 meal a day. That is it.
So people ask us, how do you get to 1 meal a day? You don't just get there, like from 3 meals a day to 1 meal a day, but you slowly progress. When you start eating the kind of food we've been talking about, you don't even need to force yourself, and you end up eating 1 meal a day because you're not hungry all the time.
I always say, I believe in God. I have faith in God in the journey I'm on. I eat I eat one meal a day. I eat one meal a day at night. I am healthy, well, and I have faith in God and the process we're all in. That's the crazy, amazing story to all of this. First is faith. Second is fertile fatty foods and one meal a day.
We just a few minutes ago, we talked about it. I personally believe that your mind has a lot to do with everything in success.
Well, your mind has all to do of your success.
Yeah.
That's the trick. Sherlyn, Silvana, one meal a day to deplete your muscle tissue.
No.
Look, everyone's been taught the wrong thing. Lies, damn lies, and statistics and science. Look, you are built to go days without food. Your muscles always stay. I eat one meal a day. And I can tell you that when you do it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, your bowels should be mostly empty. Remember, as long as you fill the bowels with plants, you're secreting the toxins from a plant that want to kill you and help you not reproduce. And it's all sugar. Sugar, remember, increases insulin, and we call it insulin resistance. But it's insulin doctors who can't understand the science that was written in the biology books is bad. It is so wrong. It is so wrong. And that's the most amazing thing. We burn fat only. When you don't eat for a week, 2 or 3, you lose fat. You don't lose muscle. You need very little protein. You require 0 carbohydrates.
And you know why it's like that? Because we're essentially the same people as cavemen were. And there was no carbohydrates.
I knew I recognized you.
I am a caveman.
Yes.
I got time warped here. But it's exactly the same. Our bodies were designed to live like cavemen. We were not able to get food every day. It took us sometimes 2-3 days to find a bison.
Or 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. And meanwhile, whenever we got food, our body wasn't, okay, how are we going to store this food? As long as you're eating the food that your body needs, there will be minimal storage of that food because your body is not in a distress mode. You start eating carbohydrates and things like that, your body's like, we're not getting the food we need.
Well, but I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
The reason we love carbs, because all carbohydrates were infinitely rare in the seasons, but eating carbohydrates in and of themselves is not bad because they're all converted to fat. You must convert carbs and proteins, amino acids, to fat. Otherwise, you die. Bad liver, no insulin, you die. And so ultimately, carbohydrates in and of themselves aren't deadly, but if you eat the wrong carb, heroin, cocaine, marijuana, cyanide, nicotine, or you eat some other plant, lectin, oxalates, phytates, check out Stephen Gundry's stuff, check out Ken Berry, Nisha Berry stuff, Maria Emmerich stuff. There's so much out there that I wasn't taught. Remember, ultimately, the lies, damn lies, and statistics and science, it's about how am I getting paid? How am I going to have my accolades, my prestige, and my power? We are not looking for prestige or power. We are looking for you to be pregnant and deliver a beautiful baby.
Period.
And period. That's
it.
Eliminate your periods for at least 9 months, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Period elimination through pregnancy. And no birth control pills. They're deadly. No drugs of any significance, because ultimately, again, if you're taking all the things that we sell you, it means you're not likely following the nutritional solution you should be. Kiltz, Dr. Kiltz diet actually improve egg quality for women over 2. Jamie, look, I'm making no promises, no like, oh, absolutely, but I've seen it with my own eyes. And a 44, carnivore keto, 1 meal a day, no fruit, fiber, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. Milk is for breastfeeding babies. A little bit of cream and butter is what I say, but listen, if it's fake milk from an almond, oat, or coconut, discard it, all right? It's a pig's food. Remember, herbivores eat plants, pigs eat anything, but human beings, we are meat eaters. We eat omnivores and herbivores. So
this is a question there about pregnancy. Is carnivore keto still okay to continue?
It is the best.
Well, it's because it's nutritionally whole.
It is, but remember, many animals fast throughout their pregnancy. You do not need to eat. And I talked to Gary Fedke about this, and we've been talking about this also for a long time, is that fasting is the best way. Go days and weeks without food. We get fat. The genetics of obesity are the best genetics ever created. But the modern disease blaming is the problem. The genetics that a woman has to get obese is because she's meant to store the fat, get fertile and pregnant, and then go weeks or months without food.
Because the same caveman, when they had children, didn't necessarily have food every day to eat when you were pregnant.
Look at polar bears, look at bears, look at whales, look at so many organisms that go infinite amount of time without food. That's the craziness. Why would birth control people prescribe month prior to ER? I don't recommend birth control pill. Even my team members don't use the birth control pill. If some reason you want to use estrase 2 milligrams, prometrium 200 milligrams for 1 to 4 weeks or 3 months, but ultimately carnivore keto 1 meal a day. I've seen babies all day long. Miscarriage, carnivore keto 1 meal a day. And I call it kiltz keto because, we're sharing something in life that is so amazing. Some people want to gag me. Dr. Gleischer's team wants to gag me, and the patent attorneys tell me, be quiet. But again, I honor Dr. Gleischer, everyone in this process. But God has gifted us with something going on that we need to spell it out. Doctors, I thought we're immune to these lawsuits because we need to be able to talk to you about all the literature we've learned. If ASRM or Human Reproduction publishes science, and then we go to talk to you about it,
we can't be breaking the patent.
We shouldn't be sued for that.
No.
I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, I believe, defending our right as physicians, healthcare practitioners. But interesting enough, they can sue you too. If a patient shares this information, but Rebecca Fett is also part of the nutraceutical business, an IP attorney that maybe is trying to skew people towards a higher cost product when you should know that there's lower cost products that do the same thing. And I'm hopeful that all of us together can recognize. Again, I honor the patent system, the inventiveness of Dr. Gleischer in sharing these things, but patients over patents and physicians that seek only profitability or excessive profits, I ask us, please, let's recognize, why is healthcare and medicine so important, right?
Hey, there's a good question out there about low dose stim. Can you just bring it down a bit? Yeah, so Erica Smith, does the body respond better to lower stim protocol? If you don't,
it can
in some patients,
but it can in anyone.
Yeah.
Like I always say, no one knows which protocol, but I always say start more natural or low dose. We always go to the biggest drug doses and high cost and side effects. Start low. And then you see, because what test will we do that is the right protocol?
There's a patent on it.
There's a patent on it.
There is actually.
We're not kidding you.
There is a patent on it. So there's a patent on doing AMH and deciding the dose. You're not supposed to use that unless you pay someone for that.
And who owns it?
You know.
I thought science was meant to be open access, and ASRM, fertility and sterility, all of our journals, and I hope those editors and board members within our fertility world will come to the table and say, wait a minute, I didn't know this was happening. Dr. Sharara, Dr. Magarelli, Dr. Octay, Dr. Marcel Cedars, all of us, Dr. Meldrum, all of us young doctors at all levels, I'm asking, all of us.
It's wrong. It's completely wrong.
And remember, we want to make sure that everyone has affordable, healthcare in America. I'm working on citizens, patients, physicians, people. And it should be people for affordable, honest, and accessible healthcare, right? And we need to be honest. If I own a patent and I'm going to make money on that, and I own partially molecular fertility, right? And through that, we make money, but we're really working to make it affordable. We believe it's good quality, but FDA, FTC, and the science may not even support the need or use of supplements. So that's the crazy conundrum story, by the way. Isn't it nuts? Gorillas don't eat meat and they are strong. And they are gorillas, and they have a fermented GI tract, by the way, Silvana. And it is crazy. Remember, we came out of the trees and are carnivore hunters. When Tia goes like this to me, I'm running. And she gets mad at me for just saying that. You guys are amazing, and thank you. Does a keto low carb diet? Keto is a high fat diet, by the way. It's not a low carb diet. High fat, low to no carbs is my way. It could, and look at low carb is wrong. Keto carnivore, 1 meal a day, it's best. But yes, that keto low carb diet does cause false positive, abnormal results on a glucose tolerance test. Remember, the glucose tolerance test may be the wrong test because everyone's got gestational diabetes. The truth is that if you stay when you're pregnant, carnivore keto 1 meal a day or fast, look at my ice cream. And if you look at, again, you can download a free copy, but don't believe anything Kiltz says. You can go to Amazon on these also. And I'm learning from Ken Berry. Another really great one. My colleague, Sean Baker, carnivore, orthopedic surgeon. But look, I am not sharing this to make you somehow lose weight and build muscle and put you, whatever your size, shape, age, weight is, it is perfect. Look in the mirror and love that beautiful being. That's really the key, but we're learning from others in this whole mix. Oh, one other, I'm losing all my books here. I'm losing my marbles. I think that is, right? Or I lost them already. Marie Emmerich and Keto for Fertility cookbook. But you know me, I'm the simple guy. This is what we eat every day, don't we, doctor? Yeah. But if you want some variety, check this out. I think you could link it from drkiltz.com or CNY Fertility. But remember, no boyfriends or girlfriends on the side. You must be very boring, no variety or spices in your life. And I know this is the wrong, crazy concept. It's nuts. So just a couple of minutes, doctor. What else do you have to say before I cut you off for the day?
I have nothing to say because you're going to cut me off anyway. Let's get a couple more questions. 1 meal a day. What time do you eat it? At night is the very best. Breakfast is deadly. Right. Here's one, doctor. I'll let you get to Christine Thomas. All right. So, hey, Dr. K, we had a laparoscopy, hysteroscopy in December. Did a retrieval, fresh transfer at the beginning of January. Our fresh transfer failed. Any advice for our next transfer, which will be frozen? So where should you look first? Everyone, download a free copy of Family Building Guide. Look at how faith, meditation, prayer, gratitude. Look at how a keto, whether you are vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, or carnivorian, it's 1 meal a day. Cook the carbs well, add the fat. But then things like IVIG, Humira can be good. If you want to do immunologic testing, we recommend Pregimmune testing. You know, it might cost you $2,000, $5,000. I don't know. Put the money to IVIG or other testing, other treatments. So here's another really good question that went out. Can you catch it? Okay, let's go back down there. It's about embryo quality and throwing away embryos. This one? Yeah. All right, there you go. I only have 2 blasts graded 3 BB and 2 CC. They wanted to discard my 2 CC because it was poorly graded, and I told them to freeze it it's okay to transfer both of them together. We already know the answer to this, but
Okay.
we're gonna tell
He
you.
was a C embryo, and they should have thrown him out, but they
I
did.
made it. I
They made it. Damn. All right.
So, but actually, there's a clinic, and I think it was in Spain a couple of years ago. They transferred all these embryos that they were going to be thrown away to see how many of them actually ended up becoming babies. And you will be surprised. 15% of those embryos that were going to be discarded ended up becoming babies.
And the normal pregnancy rates of all embryos are about 20 to 30%.
Yeah. So at CNY, we don't throw embryos.
We've been doing this for years. We transfer any and all embryos, and they're your embryos. That is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, Erica, to everyone, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I'll see you guys next Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Check out the CNY Fertility Lives. We're going to be talking to Dr. Tro Kalajian in just a couple of minutes on YouTube and Facebook. God bless to everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the questions. God bless. And remember, you're in charge of your health care. Our kiltz at CNYfertility.com. Send questions, ideas, and who should control you? You. God bless to everyone. Take care. Bye, YouTube, Facebook.